Initialize dampeners. Cut into feed. Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a little after 12. We're on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and we're having a Sunday hangout. Let me get a sound check from you guys. I don't have anybody in here to sound check me right now. How's the sound going? Everything looking all right? How's the picture looking? Hope you enjoyed the intro today. I'll run over here to the chat and see what everybody's saying. Getting up to the top here. Shaitan's Hammer's having a little trouble with his phone. I hope that works out. Hello. He says it's weird using the laptop. Okay, Shaitan. Well, I like using the laptop a little better than I do the phone. Usually, when I'm watching YouTube channels, I'm usually in the living room watching the channel on the big TV with the phone in my hand, and I don't like having to interact with chat on that a lot. Miss Deborah's here with me. She says hello to Bill and Joneser. Well, Joneser won't be here today, folks. I'm sorry. I'm losing people watching, I think. Now Joneser had to go to a parade. His wife drug him off to that. So he said he really didn't want to go, but I told him, I said, well, you probably do need to go. So he's gone to that. And we'll catch Joneser when he comes back next time. Mr. Benny comes in and says hello to everybody. And Mr. Benny came out and chatted with me for a little bit right before the show started. And that's something new that I'm offering to patrons and channel members. You will be able to hang out with me before and after the show if you choose to. Or you can actually come on the show with me if you got the guts to do it. I'll let you do it. So if you're not a patron or a channel member and you would like to do something like that with me, there you go. That's a good reason to be one. Boba Hicks is here. Good to see you. Radical Mom in the house. Miss Deborah says, oh, well, hello to you too. Thank you. And Bjorn Jorgensen is coming in, and instead of the normal Schmebelach, he says Shapadoinkle. Okay, that's a new one there, Bjorn. Shapadoinkle. And Shaitan's Hammer liked the Dungeons and Dragons intro today. There's a reason for that. You'll find out here in a minute. And it's like the perfect moment of storytelling. It is. And the intro tells you all you need to know to watch that cartoon if you've never seen it before. So every time the cartoon started, anybody who had never watched it before had everything they needed to know to watch that cartoon. And Boba Hicks likes the sounds of things. Sound good and look good. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Looking good to me, says Bjorn Jorgensen. Shaitan's Hammer says he uses the phone and a Roku TV to watch YouTube. I've not watched on a laptop in a long time. Well, I end up having to watch on a laptop a lot more than I want to because I'm usually in here producing a show and watching other people's channels at the same time. And the chat stalled out. Yeah. And that sometimes the chat, I have to refresh the phone's chat. And the way I do that, Shaitan, is when I'm watching it on TV and casting it from the phone and the chat stalls on the phone, I'll go and hit top messages and then I'll go back and hit live chat and it'll catch it back up for me. Just a little workaround. YouTube's been broke for a long time. It's still broke. All right, so everybody's here today. You're probably wondering what we're going to be doing today. Well, we're going to open that box today. That's what we're going to do. That box arrived on Friday afternoon, and it really surprised me. Actually, that's a lie. It arrived yesterday, and it really, really surprised me. I was able to get to the post office before they closed to get my package. It came very quickly, and we're going to see what's in there. I have a good idea what's in there, and therefore, if you look at the thumbnail for today, right here, it may give you a kind of a clue as to what's going to be in that box. And while I am thinking about it, I was a little more. Oh, sure, Bobo. You can, if you want to try to guess what's in the box, you're certainly allowed. So keep on posting in the chat there and tell me what you think. Bjorn Jorgensen says, speaking of boxes, Grindhead Jim's Lady Slither should be here tomorrow. Oh, did you have to get the Grindhead Jim a Slither, or did Grindhead Jim get you a Slither? Tell me in the comments. All right, so we've got a contest coming up. I want to promote that real quick. I'm probably going to do it around the end of October for the Halloween show. So whenever the last weekend in October is, we're going to probably do that on the Sunday show on the last Sunday in October. We're going to do that. We're going to probably do either Wheel of Fortune like we did before, or we'll do duck races. Y'all, we'll put a poll up here and see what y'all want to do: Wheel of Fortune, duck races, or one of each. But what are our prizes? Well, our prizes are going to be McFarlane Toys Superpowers Robin, and also a Masters of the Universe Collector's Edition Moss Man, brand new, unpunched. Both of these figures brand new on package. How do you enter? If you'll send me an email, one for each figure if you want them both, an email at weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. In the subject line, put contest Robin for the Robin one, and contest Moss Man for the Moss Man contest. In the body of the email, put your name and your address so that I know where to send them if you win. If you don't want your real name to appear on screen, also give me a screen name or the name that you want me to put on the duck race or the wheel. One more time, that is weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. And if I've got a wrench in the house, please be free to post that down in the comments in the chat so everybody will know. So everybody's guessing what's in the box. So let's see. Shaitan's Hammer says a big dragon. No. Bobby Hicks says, I'm going to say it's Motu Origin Skeletal Warriors. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, there will be a Skeletal Warriors in that package. So that's what the Motu is. See, Bjorn says that he got Grindhead Jim a Lady Slither. He had to go on some kind of meeting right as it was going live. Well, good for you, Bjorn. And Moby Hicks says it's probably a D&D thing going by the thumbnail, but I'm only saying it's the Origin Skeletal Warriors because of the shape and size of the box. Well, you were right. Skeletal Warriors should be in there. No, Bjorn, it is not a Justice Jogger in the box, nor did I put a Superpowers logo on the screen. So, all in one word. Yes, Weird Fantastic Toys. That's all one word, all together, @gmail.com. Thank you, sir. So that's the contest. If somebody will remind me, I'll say that again towards the end of the show so you guys will know. Also, I want everybody to be sure and to hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit that bell button so you'll know when I go live or when I have a show out. I'm doing really well. I'm up to about 813 subscribers. This past week has been a gangbuster week for subscribers for me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. I even got one subscriber subscribed to me live on the show last night. And if you missed last night's show, I showed off some custom figures that I did of Eric, the Son of Thunder, and also with Black Star. And we may look at those again today as well. Thank you, Bjorn. I appreciate that. Shaitan's Hammer. I wish there was a 2-pack of Palace Guards. I do too. I had to buy two Palace Guards just to get 2 of them. Yeah. And I've only got 1 complete right now because the other Palace Guard became my Filmation Man-at-Arms figure. Army builders are my undoing. Yeah, they can be. I only bought 1 pack of Skeletal Warriors, but I know Grindhead Jim bought 3 so he could have 6 Skeletal Warriors. And you can swap their armor and heads around so you can make them all be a little bit different. So that'd be kind of cool. Bjorn said I did go back and rewatch the stream this morning. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I know you came on for a little while at the beginning and then you had to like go off to bed or whatever. So, getting back to what's going on today. So we had 1 correct guess, the Skeletal Warriors. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint as to what we're going to be getting also in that box. Check this out.
You are the ones who have defied Venger's evil.
No, not me. It was him.
Me, huh?
I am Strongheart. I am honored to meet you.
Well, you know what? On second thought, that was me.
We'd take him on again if there was a way out of this miserable place.
But without our magic weapons, there's just no way.
Perhaps there is.
And you got it right there, Gojatron. Ding, 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 ding. So, what's Bo was saying here, I want to get a couple more Horde Troopers and Snake Troopers. Yeah, and that's what they're for. And you should buy as many of them as you can afford and to get. I'm not telling you to go broke doing it, but that's what the purpose of those are, for army builders. So if you really need a big army of snakes or a big army of Horde Troopers, pretty much cannon fodder, you can go and get those guys. All right, so Pop Actor Rick's here. Hey man, Pop Actor says I'm missing the red Horde Trooper. One of those Horde Troopers came in that Horde pack that was a con exclusive. I missed out on that one. Of course, I wasn't really after it either. All right, so let me go ahead and get the toy cam back up here, and let's get cracking. So I'm going to use ye olde trusty pocket knife here, and we're going to get right down into that tape there and get this box open. Reach in here and pull out the contents. Big Bad Toy Store always sends a little promotional card here with information on it of what they have available. That's in there. Getting down in here, we have Strongheart the Paladin. And we have the Skeletal Warriors. All right, there's everything out of the box. We can take the box and save it for maybe using it for the giveaways later on and towards the end of October. All right. Box out of the way. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got the Skeletal Warriors and we have Strongheart. And let's see what folks are up to here in the chat. Bowie Hicks is also missing a red Horde Trooper. Okay. Shaitan's Hammer says, I do want myself a blue Hordak, but well, I will work that out somehow or go get the Super 755. Okay. Let's see, Pop Actor Rick says, I converted a black snake trooper to a gray trooper head, with a gray trooper head, and painted it black. That's a good idea. That's one way to do it. Gojitron says, Big Bad likes to easily identify their packages for porch pirates. Well, luckily for me, I don't have to worry about that, Gojitron, because I get my mail at the post office. Ooh, somebody just walked in the door. Hey, come here, baby. Say hello to everybody. Look who just showed up.
Well, I always give my husband a hug.
Oh, thank you. So there's Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures coming in to say hello. All right. Pop Actor Rick. Bubba Hicks is saying, that sounds great. I'd love to have the talent to do that. And Pop Actor's talking to Shaitan here. I bought another Mechanic and used his arms and legs and replaced it with Buzzsaw Hordak. That's a good idea, too. Shaitan agrees with that. That's good, Pop Actor. We love hearing about how to convert things and make customs here on this show. The artwork on the Skeletal Warriors box is fantastic. Yeah, we're going to look at that in just a second. You guys tell me what you want me to open first, Strongheart or the Skeletal Warriors? As Bjorn says, finally some class. He's talking about you, baby. And Pop Actor says hello to you, Mrs. Bill. And Shaitan's Hammer says, I noticed the Skeletal Troops chest emblem is rather hordish. It is, isn't it? Well, if you believe the Filmation lore, then Skeletor was originally a horde guy. So there you go. And Boba Hicks says hello to Miss Paula. And Susudio says hello to to me and Paula. And Deborah says hello to Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys.
Hello.
And Pop Actor says, I'll send you a pic of my custom Hordak now blue. Yes, do that. And I would love to see that. And Susudio says she wants the Skeletal Warriors. Well, I haven't heard anything from anybody else. And that Susudio is my one and only channel member, when channel memberships are open, by the way, but hitting the join button. Or hitting the link that's in the description of today's stream. I will go with what Susudio says to do, and we'll hit those Skeletal Warriors first. And Shaitan's Hammer says Strongheart, whose name makes me think of Lady Stoneheart. Okay. Well, right now, Susudio trumps everybody in the room, so we're going to go with the Skeletal Warriors first, and we'll leave Strongheart for later, and we'll compare him with Warduke. And I want to look at the D&D cartoon figures with these figures as well, so I think that will be great. All right, let's take a look at the Skeletal Warriors. We'll look at the front of the box first. We'll get my ugly mug off the screen so we can see everything there. So what do we see at the top here? We see a bunch of Skeletal Warriors, looks like in front of Eternal's palace here, and they're attacking the Eternian guards. Okay. And this appears to be man-at-arms here in the front leading them, and it is a non-mustachioed man-at-arms. So that looks like old-time man-at-arms there with no mustache. And here are said Skeletal Warriors, says glows in the dark. Skeletal Warriors, an evil army of Skeletor. And they include these weapons, some of which were also included with Snake Mountain. On the side, we see a Skeletal Warrior emerging from the ground. And on the other side, we see a Skeletal Warrior hand with a sword in it emerging from the ground. And at the very, very top here, it says Mew 423. All right, and going on to the back here, we have an awesome Axel Jimenez picture of the Skeletal Warriors advancing on you with Skeletor at the top, holding the power sword in his hand, glowing with yellow-green energy, commanding the skeletal warriors to move forward. And down here at the bottom, it says, empowering the next generation through play, Mattel. Very good. All right, so let's get these guys out of the package while I'm digging out my knife. Let me look over at the chat and see what's going on. Glows in the dark skeleton people are always fun. I agree, Shaitan. Bjorn Jorgensen says, Motu Origins always has great box art. I'd love to get posters of it. A lot of this artwork is available in pretty good resolutions online, and you could probably take those down to your, I don't know what they call them now. We had an Office Max at one time, or Staples or somewhere, and have them print out posters for you. The attorney and guards always look sharp in the artwork, the plastic too, okay? And Susudio says, hello, fellow weirdos. All right. And here we go. We're going to get this tape right here so we can open that box up. So I'm kind of just cutting it right there so I can open that box up. And we're going to pull the Skeletal Warriors out. We're going to see how many stringy dingies that there are. It looks like there is a comic included, and maybe that comic may shed some light on the Skeletal Warriors. I kind of believe that they're like zombies coming up out of the ground under the control of evil Lyn or Skeletor. I know the Grayskull box showed evil Lyn commanding them. So the comic is back here, taped to the back inside of a plastic bag. So let's ease that tape up. I would like to keep the package as intact as I possibly can and use it as a storage case for my Skeletal Warriors. Because storage has become a premium here in the junk room. Use this tape off there without tearing anything. All right, you tell me how well I did on that one. Nice and clean. I think I got one spot right there, one tiny spot, and that's okay. That's okay. All right. I'm going to pull the comic out and take a look at that together and see what folks are saying. Finally, a mini comic with a box set. Absolutely. It says Pop Actor here. Let me get back up here. Check. Pop Actor says, I only need 2 skeletons like I need 2 Royal Guards. More than that just doesn't appeal to me. Kind of same way, Rick. That's one of the reasons why I didn't go all out on these guys. They're rather expensive for what they are, and I couldn't see myself buying more than just this one pack, and I think that made Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys happy that I didn't buy a whole bunch of the same thing either. She doesn't like it when I do that. Boba Hicks says, ultimately, I'll probably end up using the Skeletal Warriors as a personal guard for Scarecrow. That's a good idea. And yeah, mini comic with a 2-pack of figures is a good box set. That's a good idea. Yes, it is. And Shaitan's Hammer says, I think the Talonfire should have got a record and a storybook comic like the old one did. Misstep there, Mattel. But of course, they don't want to do stuff like that anymore. And records, nobody knows how to play one of those anymore either, right? Scareglow is Skeletor coming back from the dead as a ghost. That is how I interpreted him as a kid in the 80s and still do. A lot of people do, Pop Actor. A lot of people do because of the way it was worded on the package. Evil ghost of Skeletor. Now, that can be interpreted as Skeletor's ghost or an evil ghost who works for Skeletor. And I think that both are legitimate interpretations of that, depending on how you like to play in your version of the lore. So Studio says, if I had the money, I'd go to Ollie's and check out the figures that they have on sale. Their ad listed the Black Panther figures. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on sale at Ollie's now. I don't have an Ollie's here in my area. I wish I did. Shaitan's Hammer says it does say Skeletor's ghost, which is very vague and likely unclear on purpose. Correct. And the buffering is ridiculous on Verizon today. I hate that. I hate that. Actually, I have for the first time in a long time. It looks like a pretty decent connection. I'm going to rewatch this stream a little later and see. But let's take a look at the comment here real quick together. It says the bones beneath. It says, heed this warning, O Tale Seeker, for not all heroes win the day. This is the epic of Garrick, one of the greatest warriors of the land, whose fate was cursed of doom. Oh, we're going to have to read that later, but I'll let you look at this, and if you watch the replay, you can hit the pause button and read along here at the comic. But it looks like that this particular warrior got sideways with Skeletor and was turned into a skeletal warrior. Look, there's Skeletor sitting on his bone throne. There's Beast Man. Look at that spiral staircase going down. Wow. So this looks like a kind of a storyline that gives us some backstory of the Skeletal Warriors and how they came about. Very nice. Thank you, Mattel, for that little addition to the lore. I'm sure everybody will appreciate that. So we'll put the comic to the side, and I'm going to put this over here along with the box out of the way for just a second. And we'll just get down into here and get these guys out. So first, let's get their weapons loose. We have a halberd. We have a repaint of Ram Man's axe. We have the sword from Castle Grayskull. We have King Randor's spear, which was also the spear from the original Castle Grayskull. We have Pighead's mace. And we have Battle Armor Skeletor's shield. There we go. And we have said warriors as they come out of the package. All right, let's take a look at what you get. All right, you get the warriors. They have head articulation. The helmets are not removable. The heads are removable like all figures. The armor is removable, and they have little bony arms and little bony hands. This is a whole brand new sculpt, folks. They have all the standard articulation. They're wearing Skeletor feet and boots on their armor. They have this little skirt that they're wearing over the outside. Let's see, they pop at the waist. The skirt is removable. They have black trunks underneath. You customizers who are looking for black trunks and more feet and stuff, you could probably buy the Skeletal Warriors just to get pieces and parts. Let's see. Let's take that head off here and let's take this armor loose and see what their torsos look like. All right. So this is, see if you guys can see this on the screen. See if we can get the lighting to look correctly. He has a rib cage. There's a hint of the internal workings inside of here. Nice. These are some very, very nice figures. So we're gonna put his little armor piece back on his chest here. And pop those straps back into place on either side. I'm not going to do this with the other one because we've seen it on this one. It should be enough here to give everybody a chance to see what's going on. I like this armor piece that goes over the bottom of the body. Somebody who's an expert on armor can tell me what this is called. If you're watching the replay, put it in the comments. Anyway, you can see the little glowy eyes are deep down in the eye sockets here. Pretty neat. And these guys do glow in the dark. I haven't had a chance to see how well they do, and probably won't be able to on today's stream because getting the lighting to do right just to show the glow is probably going to be pretty rough to do here live on camera. Let's see if I can make him stand up on his own. There he goes. And look at the other warrior. Instead of silver accents, he's got purple accents on his armor. He has silver accents on his helmet instead of orange accents. Otherwise, same figure. Instead of silver gauntlets, he's got purple gauntlets. Pretty much the same figure. We'll give him a shield and a sword. And let's see if he can hold that shield. And it's going to be interesting because the shield is made to clip on the arm of a regular figure, and the skeleton's going to have that arm. And his hand doesn't want to grip the grippy part. There, I got it on there. But he can hold that shield, but it's not clipped. It's not clipped up here at the top. He can hold that shield. And we'll let him hold his sword in his hand. There we go. All right. And what you have left over, after giving everybody some weapons to hold on to, are some more items that you can put in your Snake Mountain on the Snake Mountain weapons rack. So there's the skeleton warriors, folks. And we'll pop over here to the chat and see what folks are saying about this. Shaitan's hammer. It does say Skeletor's Ghost. Yeah, we saw that one. We saw about the buffering. And here we have Boba Higgs. Is Scareglow a ghost of Skeletor or a ghost that Skeletor controls? Is he a ghostly manifestation of Skeletor? That's the question, Boba Higgs. And that's what me and Pop Actor were talking about, that it is open to your interpretation. He could be, it says evil ghost of Skeletor. So is he the ghost that Skeletor has become after he's dead? Or is he a ghost who works for Skeletor, of Skeletor meaning he's working for Skeletor? It could be either or, and it's been interpreted both ways by children playing and also by authors of comics. And Shaitan's Hammer says it looks like a tragic story, the one that's in the mini comic here, which I will put out here on display. And going back into the chat here, Shaitan's Hammer is also saying they seem to be using a hybrid version of Skeletor in artwork lately. Yes, I've noticed that as well. There's so many ways that you can interpret Skeletor now that we have so many different figures of him, right? I wonder if they will add these Origins comics with with the already established mini comic book edition. I would like to see them do another edition of that with these, but I think that that's on down the road here a little ways. Boba Hicks says a nice selection of weapons. I'm glad Pighead's mace got reused. Of course, because a lot of people didn't even buy Pighead. I didn't, because I wasn't into buying those figures. They're not part of my childhood, and they're just not something that I'm big into. So, yeah. Shaitan's Hammer is admiring the sculpt on those figures. A very slender sculpt, yes. And Bjorn Jorgensen likes it. Likes it. Okay, cool. Shaitan's Hammer says, ooh, black Skeletor boots. Could use those for a kit bash Skeletor. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bjorn likes the color schemes. He likes the black with the purple. Susudio says a black light will make the glow in the dark light up. It would, but I don't have a black light. That's something that I can buy. And if you want to help me be able to buy stuff like that, you can join my Patreon, or you can give me a super chat, or you can give a super like on some of my videos that I've already done. There's many different ways that you can help support the channel. Or you could just do like Studio and become a channel member by hitting the join button. All that money helps to support this channel, and I appreciate all the help that I can get. And Pop Actor says he had difficulty with the shield. Okay. And Boba Hicks says, nice pair of figures. They are. And Mr. Benny says, nice score. Thank you, sir. Yes. And Studio agrees that they're nice looking figures. And Shaitan says, I do like that Mattel is giving, for the most part, 2 grippy hands to the vintage inspired figures. That's cool. I like the fact that you can get extra hands, and I wish that the Origins figures, the main figure line, included those big gripper hands that are now coming with the WWE Superstars figures. I had to use one of those big grippy hands on my Hercules figure so he could hold that big wooden club that he's got. Mike Fee in the house. Hey, Mike, good to see you, man. Glad you could join us. And Shaitan's Hammer says, I might just get a pig head for fodder and random bag eye. Do Sunman mostly to fill in space on the heroic warrior side. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to incorporate the Sunman lore into the Motu lore. And according to the comic, the Sunman, they live in their own universe that's somehow accessible to the Motu universe through some sort of a portal, a dimensional portal. And an inexpensive way for a black light is Lowe's, who sells light bulbs for a black light. That's a good idea. Well, next time I head out to Lowe's, I might take a look at that. Probably very, very reasonable. All right. So I'm going to put the skeletons aside, and we're going to get Strongheart out. So I'm going to put the skeletons back here in the background. Probably going to end up putting them back in their box later for storage. And we'll get Strongheart up here. So we have Strongheart on the cover here. A nice picture of Strongheart. We have a picture of him with his visor down on one side, holding a great sword. On the other side, we have the picture of Strongheart here, along with the Dungeons and Dragons logo. And on the back, we have some photographs of the figure in action. And we have also available as Zarak, the evil half-orc assassin, who I didn't buy this time. But Elkhorn, the dwarf, is available for pre-order. And I have pre-ordered Elkhorn, and I can't wait to add Elkhorn. I hope they do Parallel / Melf the Elf as well. And the wizards, I want the 2 wizards. I want Ringle Run, who's the good wizard. And who's the bad wizard? Somebody tell me in the chat what the bad wizard's name is. And we're going to open this bad boy up. First of all, it is an opening package where you can open it up and you can look at the figure without having to take it out of the package if you choose to. Very nice. I think I'm going to open this one from the bottom. So we'll cut the little tape there. And yes, that dwarf does come with a boatload of accessories. And it also includes the Heartstone, which is from the lore behind these characters that was included in the module Shady Dragon Inn. And also the module Quest for the Heartstone. Shaitan's Hammer digs Sunman's weapon, and his neck and wings are a pain. Yeah, I agree with that. We haven't had a heroic figure in a long time with Origins. We haven't, Pop Actor, right? All right, so we're going to open this up and get old Strongheart out of the box and put him together and see how he pairs up with Warduke and get out some of the D&D figures too before the show ends today. All right, So let's see what we got here. Oh, I love this. Okay, the interior packaging is a kind of like a diorama that you can use to display your figure in. So we have here multiple different hands, and we have his hammer, which was seen in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon show, but never included with the LJN figure. We have his sword here and sheath, and we have him in the package. So while we're looking at him real quick, I've got a little treat for you guys. I do have a strong heart, but I don't know where he is. But I have a Warduke figure from the LJN line, so we can take a look at that. There we go. So these figures are way bigger than the old LJN figures. Very cool. Very neat. Very neat. All right. Shall I take him out? Let's see how many stringy dinghies I'm going to have to. Oh, look, cloth goods. And it's got a wire. It looks like it's got a wire in it, or a way to really make this thing. Yeah, it does. It's got a wire in it. Oh, man, I love it. And we have a package of that stuff that you're not supposed to eat. And there's stringy dinghies everywhere. Oh, goodness gracious, stringy dinghies everywhere. So, I'm going to have to cut stringy dinghies, and that doesn't make me very happy. Let's hope that Cyclone gets to be made like they promised. And Rio Blast, too. I agree, Pop Actor. I agree. And I like cloth goods, too, Shaitan. I love cloth goods when they include them. Especially when they include cloth goods that you're able to actually pose. So let's see if I can cut these stringy dinghies off. There's one stringy dinghy. This is going to be really boring, guys. I'm cutting stringy dinghies on a live show. Maybe I should have opened this earlier before opening it live on the show and pre-cut the stringy dinghies out. Or maybe you guys need to see what it's like to open one of these live so you can see what you're facing if you buy one. Oh boy, look, there's even one up here on his head. All right, let's see if I can get that up where I can get to it. Cut that bugger with my knife. I can't get a good grip on it. There we go. Cut. There we go. Let's see. We got another stringy dinghy over here on his other arm. I can get in there and cut that without making any more damage. All right. All the stringy dinghies, I hope, as far as his figure goes, I'm hoping I've gotten them out of the way. That off of there. Big stringy dinghy around his body. One last stringy dinghy to get. And it's this one here. There we go. I got it. Oh, these kind of stringy dinghies make me wish that they would go back to using the rubber band stringy dinghies. These are the worst. All right, now we're going to pull him out. There he goes. And remember, kids, don't eat this, okay? This is not going to be eaten. Shall I keep this? Yeah, I'm going to keep this because this keeps the figure from sweating inside the package when it's being stored. Maybe you learned something new today on today's show. So he includes a shield. He includes a sword and scabbard. All these hands waiting to be lost if I actually take them out. And this hammer here. I think I'm going to take the shield loose. Stringy dinghy off the shield. shield. A wooden shield. The metal on the outside of it, and of course the straps, leather straps to hold it onto his arm. That's nice. Get stringy dingy out of the way. Okay, open this up, and we have his great sword. It's looks like a two-handed long sword, and the scabbard that it goes in. So, sword fits right down into the scabbard like so. And how, oh, we have right here on the outside of the scabbard, we have a small dagger over here where the hammer is. I'm going to open this side up over here and pull that out. And the hammer, pull it out. Hammer. So this little bad boy fits in right here. Expect it to go down in there without breaking. There we go. So be extra careful when you're doing this because it didn't want to go in there at first. Now, curiously, how does this fit? I think it goes right here in this little strap right here. So let's see. Got those. And once again, be careful putting these things together because all of this stuff can be broken very easily. But there is where his scabbard goes. It's right here in this little piece here. And he's got closed fists coming out of the box. So if you want to have him hold any accessories, you're going to have to open the hand pack. And his visor goes up and it comes down, depending upon how you want to display your Strongheart. The LJN figure, the visor was always up, and you can see his face. And he has a plume coming out of the back of his helmet here with the wings on the side. This beautiful cloth goods cape with the wire inside so you can pose it however you want. Very nice. And he's got these beautiful boots on, blue leather boots. Very poseable. Look like he's wearing chainmail breeches. And I'm not going to put the shield on him, but he can wear his shield on this side. That's the way it's designed here. This is a bigger strap than this. And he has the hammer. So I will put this off to the side for a moment, and we'll get old Warduke out and show him off. And I'm going to put the shield back up in the package as well. The original figure did not include a shield. I do like the fact that these Ultimate D&D figures do include all of these wonderful little accessories to go with them. Check up on the chat here real quick before we get Warduke out. Oh, Wilhelm Toy Hobbies with us. Hey, Wilhelm, good to see you, man. Glad you showed up. Howdy, howdy, he says. Boba Fix says, choppy, choppy, stringy, dingy. Yes. Shaitan's Hammer says, rubber capes make me batty. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of rubber capes. I like the cloth goods too, and I think a cloth goods cape with a small inobtrusive wire in it like this one here is the best of both worlds. And looking at you, DC, yeah. Miss Deborah says, that's a nice figure, although I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. Well, you really don't have to know a whole lot about it. Just know that the Paladin there is a good guy and Warduke's a bad guy, and they fight each other, and they're in search of treasure and fight monsters and all that. Real cool. Moving on down. Wilhelm 20 Hobby is saying howdy to everyone. Shaitan's Hammer says, watching people open packages on air did prepare me for opening things up so as to avoid scratching a figure. Glad I could help. Susudio says, oh no, it's the revenge of the stringy dingies. Absolutely. Pop Actor talking to Mike Fee here says, I said Rio Blast and then Mike left, LOL. Oh, come on. All right, so moving on down. Shaitan's Hammer says, I like it when figures can store their stuff on them. Yes, I like that. I like that too. And NECA figures are good about that as well. That all of their accessories can somehow store on their body somehow. I must admit I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, well, it's not like it's a game, and you can either you roll up a character and you can be good or evil. You know, we played in the sandbox. Basically, we had a town and there were places to go, and you could decide where you wanted to go. That's one way to play. It's called a sandbox. The other way to play is a storyline where you have a beginning, middle, and end, and a goal for the characters to reach. And the dungeon master kind of pushes them toward going for that goal. Daniel Carhoonan. Hello, what did I miss? Says World Made of Cardboard. Well, John, not a lot. I mean, I opened the Skeletal Warriors, and I just got through opening up Strongheart. I'm getting ready to open up Warduke here in just a second. Good to see you, Daniel Carhoonan. Glad you could show up. Was Wilhelm talking to World Made of Cardboard. He will send you a self-addressed stamped envelope to Bjorn, and he will mail you a transcript. Thanks, Bjorn. Okay, don't have a stamp. Well, you don't have to go to the post office and buy one. How much do stamps cost nowadays? I haven't even bought a stamp in years. Hey, Paula, how much do stamps cost now?
Almost $13.
For a book, right? So how much do they cost a piece? You know?
I don't know.
Don't even know. See, check it out. All she knows is how much a book of them costs. Pop Actor says, I ripped my Origins Prince Adam plastic vest off and replaced it with cloth instead. I did the same thing, brother. I did exactly the same thing, Rick. All right, so we got Strongheart, and we need a bad guy. And we've already seen Warduke on this show before. I think I opened him back when I got him. You can go back and attempt to rewatch that show, but I don't suggest it. I was having some bad issues that day. That was before I actually upgraded my internet. But here is said Warduke there. So he's already ready to come out of the box. I've already have opened him, like I said before, and we'll pull him out and check him out and see how he compares. All right. So once again, this is just beautiful that they include these little diorama scene backdrops inside the package, so that if you want to, you can show off your figure that way. He has an extra piece because he's got this beautiful shield with this demon skull on it. So I'll pull that off there and put it to the side. And we'll just kind of pull him off of his package. No stringy dingies on him, folks, because he's already been pre-opened. Nice. And he includes short sword, this wicked-looking sword thing here, and his great sword, a fire effect to go around his sword, a couple of extra hands, and chain holding one piece on here on the side. He's got his sword sheath here on his back already pre-attached to him. And he's got another sheath here for that wicked looking sword that he had. And here's Warduke. And I'll put him over here beside Strongheart. You can see how they look together. Shaitan's Hammer says, I see a blue vest in Adam's future. Yeah, Cape Master does sell a very nice blue vest that you can use with your Cape Master. One made of cardboard says, "Does anyone even use stamps today?" Apparently, when Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventure sends our bills off in the mail, which I do still pay some of my bills by paper mail, she uses stamps to send them. Mr. Benny says he thinks that stamps cost 60 cents. Pop Actor says, "Who sends letters nowadays?"
I do.
Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toy says she still sends letters, and I was going to say I do too.
Especially thank you cards.
Yes, I know that this is old fashioned, but if someone gives you something in real life, you should send them back a letter with a thank you card in it. That's kind of something that's no longer done today, and yeah. Warduke is such a cool design. I like Warduke. He is actually one of my favorite designs and favorite figures from back in the day. Yes. I bought another Prince Adam and added a blue vest to that one. Okay. Says, yeah, sounds like a plan for Prince Adam. And finally got a cup of coffee and feel loads better. Yeah, coffee, great, good. And yes, you heard the train going by outside. I live right next to the railroad tracks. So instead of a rooster, I have a train. All right, so I will open one of these D&D figures and compare it with, let's see who we want to get open. I want the Ranger is who I want, and I see him right here, I believe. We can get him out. There we go. All right, so here's Hank. Okay. And I just want to see how Hank compares with these guys. So you guys can tell me whether you think it would be fun to play with your D&D classic cartoon figures with these guys. Or do you think that they measure up too small? Now remember, these guys are supposed to be teenagers. And Strongheart and Warduke are supposed to be grown men. Let's pose his feet so that he'll stand on his own there without falling over. Come on, Hanky. There we go. Do people still use phone lines? Yes, they do. There are some of us who still swear by landlines.
Have one.
Yeah, we've got one here at the house. Landlines still work when the cell towers are out because of the weather. Yes, we send thank you notes too, says World Made of Cardboard. Warduke's helmet is very Darth Vader-ish. Yes. I like those glowy eyes that are behind it. The helmet is magic, and that makes his eyes glow like that. Proper etiquette is not taught by parents or in school, says Miss Deborah. She's correct on that one. Susudio says, I sent a letter overnight at the post office. Costed her $28.75 to overnight a letter. A letter. Wow. Never played a D&D game in his life. I have. It's a lot of fun. It can be kind of long, too. A campaign can last for years with a good DM. You play once a week, a few hours a week, and it can be a lot of fun and go on for a really long time. So it actually seems to work size-wise. Yeah, I agree, Shaitan. And Venger would be a good gauge of scale. All right, let's bring old Venger out. Just for you, John, since you suggested it, I happen to have a Venger figure here. Here he is. So we'll pull him out and see how he scales up. I'm not going to put his wings on, though. I just don't feel like fooling with that. But we'll put him back here and let you see how he looks with him. Now, look. That actually does scale. Did you guys see that? That actually does scale. Very good. Very good. Studio says, I have a landline phone, great for emergencies. Absolutely. Let's see, he's supposed to be really tall, and so are the two warriors here. Strongheart is a paladin, good paladin knight, and he should be very tall and heroic. And of course, the evil Warduke is tall, and he is a mercenary evil fighter, and he's supposed to be a gigantic monster as well. So, yeah. Shaitan's Hammer says, Venger is a cool design, but I have a thing for winged beings. Okay. Pop Actor talking to Susudio, I would probably like to get OOMA for a phone line for like $5 a month. UMA. Okay. Whatever that is, you tell me. I don't know. I'm behind the times. I remember when Dungeons and Dragons came out, it was a board game that only nerds played. It scared me off because only the guys played. That was it. Well, it was a pen and paper game of the imagination. It's a role playing game. It's not exactly a board game, although they did do the board game Dungeon, which was based on it. And girls can play Dungeons and Dragons, and they do. Does. Yeah, my daughter plays D&D at the in a D&D group each week on the weekend. So yeah, but yeah, it was a nerdy thing back in the day, and a lot of nerds are basically guys, and girls didn't like nerds back in those days. Nerds weren't cool that like they are now. Shaitan's Hammer says, I did buy a Queen Angela, mostly as I liked her wings. All right, so now that I've got caught up on the chat here, you guys can tell me what y'all think about these figures and how well they scale. And we've been on for about an hour and 9 minutes. And Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys has bought a brand new shelf to install in here somewhere. And this afternoon, I'm going to help her put that up. So I may have to cut the show short today because we got everything done. If you guys need me to show off anything in particular, let me know real quick down here in the chat. Shaitan's Hammer says, I bought a Queen Angela, mostly as I liked her wings. She now sits on the Motu royalty shelf. Cool. Pop Actor says, I won't ask if people are still using dial-up. Chances are I will hear Paula say, I do that too. No, dial-up is gone. Although, sorry. Yeah, believe it or not, I used dial-up probably all the way up until 2001 or 2 or 3 when we finally got the cable company finally got the cable lines. They had to put data lines up. The analog lines would only serve the analog cable, and it wasn't until we got digital cable that we were able to get internet through our cable lines. And that was back when Sparklight cable was still Cable One, or it might have been Time Warner. Yeah, it was Time Warner back in those days. Boba Hicks says, listening to Bill helps us to chill. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm going to take that as good, Jack. I appreciate that. Bjorn Jorgensen says, I just stepped in cat poo. Oh, thanks for sharing. Oh, ugh. Nasty. Funny thing with dial-up, I never paid for the internet back then. How'd you get away with that, Pop Actor? Even when I had dial-up, I had to pay for it. Gals didn't play in the late 70s when it started, and there was a lot of people who were doing some shady things, and it was blamed on playing under. Yes, there were, and a lot of it was blamed on D&D, and a lot of it wasn't true at all. Bink Pullman did not go down into the steam tunnels and off himself. That all of that turned out to not be true and was sensationalized. And Rona Jaffe's novel Mazes and Monsters certainly didn't help anything. And girls did play D&D. The founder's daughter played D&D along with his son Luke. So yeah, they did. It's just that it just wasn't a lot of them. And the the satanic panic of the 80s didn't help things either, because D&D got wrapped up in that because of the fantasy elements. So yeah. Sport Made Cardboard. I have not played D&D 2. I thought that the designs were cool, but I was never in any type of gaming. And Boba Hicks says AOL Time Warner. Yeah, well, Time Warner was a cable company, and they did buy out AOL. I remember when that happened as well. Had free dial-up internet back in the day. You could get a disc for it. Okay. Never had free dial-up. And for a long time, you had to dial a long-distance number from this small itty-bitty place in the middle of nowhere to get an internet, and that sucked. Susudio says her landline is with AT&T. Yeah, mine is as well. It was called Free something or another. I feel the name still exists, but sells something different these days. Yeah. Free internet in a box. You downloaded a software with a specific telephone number to connect. Downside, you had a permanent banner on top of your screen. Yeah, I knew there was something in there. The Satanic Panic was just before Bjorn Jorgensen's time. Yeah. I don't play video games much. I only have one game on my phone, chess. I hate board games too. Okay. And Black Phoenix 77 in the house says, I still have an AOL email. You can still sign up and get an AOL email. I've done it before to get a throwaway email account to do some business with. And that brings us to the end of the chat. Let's see. Susudio real quick here says, I saw a figure not too long ago and thought of you, Bill. It was a Pegasus with a horn. Hey, that's cool. That would be a unicorn Pegasus, a winged unicorn. If you go back to that place that you saw it, take a picture of it and send it to me. I may be interested. Pegasi, unicorns and Pegasi make great mounts for girl figures to ride on. See, I have a 1-month free trial AOL floppy disk. I've had a whole bunch of those, and I actually was using the compact discs as coasters for my coffee cup there at one time. Let's see, used to play Legend of Zelda and still sometimes use the browser's version. Okay. Serious buffering again. I don't see anything on my end showing buffering, so I hate that. Dial-up internet was around in the 80s. Kids today don't believe me. Yeah, well, kids today, I would like to see them try to sit through waiting for a picture to load. And then it stalls out and quits. You have to reload the whole page and get it started back up again. Tila's going to get a big tank to ride, a.k.a. the attack track. I've got a vintage attack track around here somewhere that I restored. The thing is beautiful. Put new stickers on it, cleaned it up, put new rubbers on the treads. Great thing. Love it. Love it. Well, all right, guys. We've opened up Skeletal Warriors, took a look at them. We opened up Strongheart, got him out. We were able to sit here and compare them with the couple of the classic D&D cartoon figures. They do scale pretty close. I can't wait to get the Elkhorn Dwarf so that I can show him off with all that as well. We'll be doing that here as soon as he gets here, whenever that is, towards the end of the quarter, I guess. What's Papa telling kids today who to figure out DOS? Yeah, DOS was something special that you had to figure out, a disk operating system there. Yep. All right, guys. Getting close to the end of the show. Don't have a whole lot more to go over. Like I said, this is the time for you guys to ask me any questions or tell me to pull out something. Mr. Benny says it's a good show, Bill. Thanks. You appreciate it, man. And started out on DOS. Yeah, we all did, man. All us old guys. You had to put the DOS disk in to boot the computer up. About 10 inches at the shoulder. Okay, the Pegasus. Okay. I have to see a picture of that Susudio sometime. You know how to send it to me. Okay, guys. Well, that's time. Let's feed these ducks real quick and let you guys make any questions that you have for me towards the end of the show here today. Homemade Cardboard says he's going to catch the replay. I appreciate that. All the watch hours that I can get. If anybody is watching today who has not subscribed, I would appreciate you helping me out with that subscribe button. 80s movie. War Games. Yes, I remember War Games. I loved that movie. I miss Trevor telling everybody to have a good journey and telling me it was a great show. Thank you, Bjorn. I had a good time today. We'll see y'all next time. Yep, it's Ducks time. Here's
Bye, y'all.
Paula coming in to say goodbye to everyone. And remember, have a good journey. We'll see you all next time here on Weird, Fantastic Toy Adventure.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.